From College Park, Maryland and the Xfinity Center, it's time for number 21 Maryland taking on the Winthrop Eagles. Welcome to Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. Byron Kerr and Glenn Consor alongside inside the Xfinity Center. It's Maryland against Winthrop. Glenn, the Terrapins coming off that loss to Virginia, but you know they want nothing better than get back on the court and get a win against Winthrop.
And getting a win means Mark Turgeon has to find the solution of life without Des Wells, who's an elite finisher. He gets some easy buckets, so now you got to add some different twists to the offense. Maybe look for Jake Layman or possibly Melo Trimble.
And Melo Trimble certainly very critical to Maryland's success. Not only does he score points, but he gets to the free throw line.
He really does. You know, Melo Trimble is a very unique guard. He leads the NCAA in made free throws. Very unique for a freshman point guard. Terrific with the ball. He's a pace point guard. Controls the pace. Very under control. High basketball IQ and can bang in threes at 45%.
The Eagles come in 3-3 off the tough loss against Jacksonville State, but they have Keon Moore, who is their leading scorer.
Keon Moore wants to play this game in transition. He's a 6'5", catch-it-and-shoot-it player. If Winthrop can go up and down, he will bang in threes.
And another Keon is in the starting lineup for the Winthrop Eagles. Keon Johnson, he's 5'7", 9.7 points per game. Also, Moore, Smith, Prescott, and Scott. Trimble, Pack, Layman, John Graham, and DeMonte Dodd for the Maryland Terrapins. Pat Kelsey for the Winthrop Eagles in his third season, a record of 37-33. The Terrapins are 7-1 after that loss to Virginia. There's Mark Turgeon, fourth season at Maryland, 66 victories and 309 in 17 seasons. DeMonte Dodd, the jump center against Tevin Prescott.
Obviously, there is a tremendous size advantage and front court experience that Maryland has over Winthrop. So this is going to be a guard-oriented Winthrop team versus a front court-oriented Maryland team.
Winthrop loves to shoot three-pointers, 23.3 attempts per game.
Keon Johnson, number 5, defensively, he's got the assignment of Melo Trimble, not easy. And he's about 5'7", like I'm 7'6". There's no way he's 5'7".
There's Dodd driving, lots of contact. The ball rolls out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Eagles.
This is a good game as a bounce-back game after that UVA loss, the first loss. Look, Maryland comes in here ranked 21st in the nation. And now they've lost Des Wells, so they got to add some new wrinkles to their offensive and defensive priorities. Maybe look for Jake Layman a little bit more. Maybe some of the plays that were run for Des Wells is going to be now run for Melo Trimble.
Mark Turgeon says the emphasis in practice yesterday was defense. He wants to get intense on defense for 40 minutes.
Des Wells also their best perimeter defender. Not in the picture. You know that loss against UVA, Justin Anderson, 6'5", similar type player to Des Wells, did some damage, and that's really where you could see the absence of Des in that loss to UVA.
That was Jared Scott, missed that shot down low for Winthrop, but now the Terrapins try to get on the board. Little hook from Graham doesn't go. Is Dodd over the back? Nope, it's going to stay right here and foul on the Eagles.
This is a great tune-up game to get the front court players the basketball inside where they can score. Where Graham took that shot, that's exactly where Turgeon wants him to shoot it.
Tevin Prescott picks up his first personal for Winthrop. They defeated Clemson to start this season and come in 3-3.
If they can somehow find control of the pace of this game, they are upset-minded. They want to go up and down. They want to play 94 feet.
And look at Dodd banging down low, looking for an opening. Opens it up for Pack in a three. Doesn't roll through.
Nice defensive rebound that time by Tevin.
There's a first look at Keon Moore, and now Jared Scott, kind of a European 4, loves to shoot from the outside. Three-pointer doesn't roll for Johnson either. And we're still scoreless first 2 minutes in.
Melo Trimble is so smooth and poised with the basketball. Doesn't force shots.
Jake Layman in and out.
I can't emphasize how important it is to understand Melo Trimble, as a freshman, leads the NCAA with free throws made. That is so unusual. 55 free throws made so far. You know what that means? In the absence of Des Wells,
right,
who gets easy buckets for them, Pat Kelsey knows that Melo Trimble can get to the free throw line. He shoots almost 89% from the free throw line, so he gets there and he makes them. That's how you make up for the loss of Des Wells, with easy buckets on the free throw line.
When you put that in perspective, 55 made free throws, that's almost 7 points a game just from the free throw line.
But his
and 3 seconds is called against Winthrop.
Byron, it's his ability to get there. It's what he does to get there. He knows how to use his body, and he understands how to get into the paint and draw contact, and he's terrific in the open court as well. And the other thing is, you got to run him. Pat Kelsey knows this. You got to run him off the three-point line, because he's a terrific three-point shooter. But what I like about Trimble's game is he's a pace, poised point guard, three-piece. So he's not overly athletic or explosive, but he gets where he wants to go.
Xavier Cook's in for the first time, a freshman from New South Wales for the Eagles. Rashad Pack has scored 33 points in the last 2 games. A travel, though, against DeMonte Don.
Winthrop's doing a nice job of pushing Maryland's front court players away from that low block. So they're catching it where they don't want to catch it. Watch right here where Dodd catches it. He's too far out. He wants to be right on that block. So he caught it, was uncomfortable.
Just so he can make a pivot, right?
He was uncomfortable, caught it too far out, happy feet, travel.
0 for 3 for the Terps, 2 turnovers to begin. Joshua Davenport, his first chance in the game. Kelsey's going to use that bench and try to keep the guys fresh. Bounce off foul, and another freshman, Michael Tchaikovsky, in for the first time. Picks up the personal for the Terps.
Boy, you look at this Winthrop team. They're very small and they're guard-oriented. In the Big South, they are very dangerous. Love Keon Johnson. You know, these little point guards, man, they know how to be balanced. He's a terrific shooter, and he's so dangerous and could score.
Joseph Lopez in for the first time, and a nice move for Moore down the left wing, and Winthrop scores first.
Wow, kept that ball in his left hand. He looked like how Kyrie Irving won that game the other night for the Cavaliers. All in the left hand.
There's Lopez diving for the ball, and they're going to say he was out of bounds, but good hustle. Keon Moore under double figures the last 2 games, but you know he is crucial for them to play well here today and get on the board.
See, that's exactly what Kelsey wants to see, because he's a catch-it-and-shoot-it player. The scouting report on Moore is to make him put it on the floor. Well, that time he did. He was successful.
Melo Trimble will drive the right side.
Little zone now for Winthrop. Little 3-2 zone.
Lehman has the pass to Graham knocked away, and a 3-on-2 for Winthrop.
See, that's how Winthrop wants to play. Push it and jack up threes. Good shot, though, and I mean, I emphasize jack up as a good thing. They want to shoot threes. That's a good look by Moore, who normally makes that shot.
140 attempts already this season. Steal for Lopez.
Pat Kelsey doing a nice job keeping Maryland's defense off balance. And
Keon Johnson, a 3 from the corner.
How Winthrop gets up and down the floor. Mark Turgeon does not like the offensive execution, calls a timeout.
5-0 start for Winthrop. Keon Johnson with his 8th three-pointer of the season. Going to be fun watching this kid play. 5'7" out of Mansfield, Ohio.
I think he's more 5'5"-ish. He's not 5'7". And look at the quick release. Up, shoots on the way up. That's over Jake Lehman, who's 6'9" and long.
Winthrop telling me if he was 6'4", he'd be, playing probably at a BCS school. He's that good.
Yes, no question. I mean, he's got a good basketball mind. He knows. The thing about Keon Johnson is he's a 5'5" scorer. So those guys are dangerous, man. He gets you on your heels. He can go by you because he's so quick, and he's got that quick release in his jump shot, and he handles the ball. And he uses his lack of size as an advantage.
Little Muggsy Bogues there. Several records broken as a freshman by Johnson for the Eagles. And Jake Lehman will do the honors to start the offense here after the timeout.
And he is not afraid of the big-time schools. He had 19 points against Clemson, so he's licking his chops here.
Maryland's looking for some points. 4+ minutes, nothing. And answering it quickly is Nickens. Jared Nickens, a three.
Well executed play off the timeout by Mark Turgeon coming off the screen. Running baseline. Staggered screens got Nickens open, and I got to tell you something, Byron. I think he's going to turn into a terrific college player.
Backdoor to Lopez. The held ball goes to Maryland possession. Great job that time by Dion Wiley. Timeout on the floor. Under 16 minutes left first half. And it's Winthrop up by 2 early. One of the leading scorers for the Maryland Terrapins, Des Wells, out with a fracture in his wrist and ligament damage. They're hoping to have him back by December 30th against Michigan State.
You know, when you lose someone like Des Wells, you don't just lose the points, but you lose that element of the nasty. I mean, he just brings it. You see how he's in the ear of Trimble? You know, he wants to talk about, he's talking right now about playing hard, getting after loose balls, attacking. That's what you lose. He's got that will in him to win basketball games. One of the elite finishers in the NCAAs.
You come off a game on Wednesday night. This place is jam-packed against Virginia. A little bit different setting today. Talk about what it's like for a player to come off a tough loss and get ready for this one.
Well, you know what? Great players don't care who you're playing against, who's in the crowd. You got to be mentally tough and be ready to play. It doesn't matter. Throw it out the window.
Lehman battling down, though, to keep that possession alive for the Terps, and Maryland will continue. The shot clock resets.
You have to play as hard, if not harder, against teams like Winthrop versus teams like UVA.
Tchaikovsky, a moving screen.
And here's why, Byron. You still have to execute. And Pat Kelsey knows it. I mean, Pat Kelsey knows that, you know, if his team does come out and play hard, they're going to get blown out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. Pat Kelsey is a prodigy of Skip Prosser, who he played for at Xavier and also coached under at Wake. One of the greatest, man. Skip was the greatest. Still haven't recovered from that. The late Skip Prosser, one of the best. One of my favorites. He used to tell me before games, he used to say to me, "Are you going on the air with that tie?" And then during the game, like 10 minutes later, I'd be looking at my tie during the game, thinking
about it.
There was something wrong with it.
Right. 5 turnovers for the Terps as Davenport will drive, try an underhanded layup and gets it to roll through.
See, Winthrop in attack mode. They're not just banging in threes. They're attacking. I like the intensity of Winthrop early this game. Maryland's got to seize control of the energy level in this game.
Well, you mentioned Clemson and how well they played against the Tigers to start the season. Not afraid. And here comes a three from Andre Smith, and he drains it. They make 8.8 three-pointers per game.
Yeah, this is how they want to play. Push it and run. Now, Maryland's defense, man, you got to get outside that three-point line.
Smith comes around the corner, but they're going to call him for a hold there and a foul against Winthrop.
Now, if you watch the defense, Maryland kind of standing up on defense. Watch, good ball movement. Ball movement creates openings. See, the ball swung around, then he attacked. And again, you got to get outside that three-point line. All the Maryland players in the paint running back. You can't play that. You know, a lot of times you think transition defense, you think get back in the paint. Well, guess what? Against Winthrop, throw that out the window. You got to get outside the three-point line and defend.
You get the defenders leaning on their front feet, and it's easy to drive by them. We've got a charge call against the Terps.
Maryland just a little sluggish, Byron.
Now watch this baseline drive from Pack. Pump fakes and goes.
Outside the restricted arc area, and good job defensively. Maryland now 1 of 6, and that is their 6th turnover.
Yeah, Pat talked about it yesterday about how they wanted to be more intense, but you got to also watch out for what the defense is doing too. Can't force it.
Skip Prosser's son, Mark, also is an assistant coach for the Winthrop team.
Lopez might have shuffled his feet there, but can't get the shot to go. Dodd with the rebound. Trimble to the right side this time.
That's what he does. See, that's what he does. Gets in the lane. And if you notice that drive, you'll notice how he leans in with his hips. Leads the NCAA in made free throws. That's why. Goes in, gets his hips in there, draws the foul, and still has the ability to finish with the upper body strength. Even though he missed it, he still got his arms up in the air.
Davenport picks up the first personal.
A rare miss from Mello.
So we talk all about it, of course, in the pregame. 55 of 62 coming into this game. That makes 1 of 2. Now we'll start another streak with another 56 made free throws. The Eagles lost to Jacksonville State on a three-pointer with 1.4 seconds left in overtime. And Lopez is having trouble inside against Dodd. Wiley can hit, but that one was way off.
But that was good ball movement. You got to make that shot. That's a nice job by Maryland trying to get back into this thing with ball movement.
Smith slipping a little bit, retains his balance. And just right off the pass, firing it up and in a 3 for Keon Moore.
Keon Moore, 3-point basket.
Keon Moore shoots 50% from 3, and he averages close to 4 a game.
I love watching players that can just spot up and shoot right after the pass.
And that's what he does.
Wait at all.
He's a catch and shoot guy.
Yep. Dodd left open. You mentioned the size advantage. Dodd takes advantage of it there.
The only way Maryland's going to get the ball inside is to move it. Move it with great spacing.
An NBA attempt there from Smith. Look at that back-to-back three-point attempts by the Eagles. The pace picking up. Dodd almost traveled.
He did. No? Looked like he did.
Lopez looks like
might have got bumped first.
Foul.
Yep.
So Keon Moore getting some big three-pointers early for the Winthrop Eagles. And they're up by a touchdown on a Saturday at College Park. Byron Curran, Glenn Consor from College Park. Winthrop up by 7 here, 8 minutes into the first half, getting 4 players to score, 3 three-pointers for Winthrop.
Winthrop's doing a nice job of moving the basketball around, ball faking. Davenport did a great job. Andre Smith wastes no time from 3. Keon Moore, he's the key catch it, shoot it, three-point player. And I love the way Winthrop has come out with confidence, with poise, and with great ball movement. They have made a statement early. Again, Keon Moore shooting 50% from 3, and he's more of a catcher. So how do you got to play him? You got to run him off the three-point line. Make him put it on the floor.
Came in 22 of 44 from downtown. Moore and Smith combined have hit 35 three-pointers coming into this game. And Melo Trimble for the Terps. Catch and shoot for Nickens again.
Boy, Melo Trimble took 2 dribbles in. There were 2 guys on him, and he did a great job waiting for Nickens to come off the screen. Good poise, good patience by Trimble.
Both Terps threes from Nickens. He's got 6. That was a big bucket for Maryland. Trying to overcome 6 early turnovers to climb back in. For the first time for Winthrop, Derrick Henry. And a soft splash from Andre Smith.
Yeah, Andre Smith is so quick off the dribble. Catches it and squares quick to get you back on his heels. And then it's a power dribble right at you, and then bam, right up. He's built like a fullback.
Nickens again trying to start something. Gets it inside to Dodd and almost got an and one to go to the line.
See, what's happening right now is, first of all, Pat Kelsey doing a great job for Winthrop because he's doubling Trimble. So Trimble's on one side, then he kicks it quickly to Nickens, and he finds the seam because there's 3 guys watching Trimble on the right side. Nickens goes left, attacks the seam. Terrific pass inside.
Already 4 rebounds and a block for Dodd. It's that free throw to go. He's got 3 points. There's a look at Melo Trimble. Haven't been able to get him ignited yet. Just a free throw to go in.
That unusual ability to control a game and be that very poised facilitator as a freshman. You don't see it that often. Freshman point guards. You see freshman point guards excelling with athleticism in the NCAAs. And he has it, but to me, he's more of a poised, cerebral, understanding spacing type point guard.
Nice to see Dodd hit those free throws. Came in at 56%. Three-pointer, no good for Henry. And the Terps will run a bit. Lehman had some nice drives against the Cavaliers midweek. See if they can try that again today. And Trimble, speaking of driving, goes all the way in, and he's grabbed as he goes through.
Yep.
So he'll go to the line again.
See how under control Trimble is on the drive, and he can go left equally as well as he can go right. Terrific job. He put it in the right hand, switched it off, drew the foul, then switched it back to the left. That's nice. See, he's got that unique feel for the game of his body and drawing fouls and how to get in the paint and how to be successful in the paint.
But you make a good point, because he does a nice job of staying under control when he drives into the paint. He's not falling all over the place.
He's not picking up charges and comes to jump stops when he has to. And he's got the strong hips. His hips enable him to get fouled. See, in the absence of someone like Des Wells, you really can see it, Byron, that pop is missing from Maryland's game. That intensity, that fire.
Good defense there by Nickens to knock it away. Great pass up front to Lehman. And they're going to call the charge, though, as he lays it in.
Boy, Cook did a terrific job getting back and taking it, man. Xavier Cook, wonderful job just sprinting back, and look at this. Gets there on time. Good call by the officials. Cook is from Australia. His father's a pro coach there in Australia. Kelsey went on a special recruiting trip to try to get Xavier Cook. He's got that Anderson Vergel hairdo going on.
I like that. And he'll drive. He gets smothered, but gets the rebound.
6'8". He's got good ball skills.
But a bad pass into the backcourt. Over and back call against the Eagles.
Talking to Pat Kelsey about Xavier Cook as Henry comes out. He said he, from a basketball IQ standpoint as a freshman, loves it. Really understands the game. He's going to be a really good player here at Winthrop.
Dion Wiley for the Terps, shaking and baking inside, lost the handle, but gets it out to Pat for a long three. And now Maryland is equaling the Eagles' perimeter shooting, and they've taken the lead, a 10-2 run.
Well, the three-point shooting now is bringing Maryland back in. We saw Nickens hit it. Pack does a good job. Dion really lost it there for a second. Then all of a sudden, a little shovel pass to the corner. The key is moving. When someone has the ball, you can't stand and watch and think you're going to get it even though you think you're open. You got to move to an open spot. That's what Pack did. He made sure he made a good basketball V-cut right to the corner. Caught it and shot it.
Varun Ram is in for the Terps. Facing off in the defense against Johnson, he'll try to take him to the hole. And a soft fadeaway teardrop.
That is a tough shot. Under control, Johnson drew contact.
Here's Wiley all the way through, and Lopez was still moving. And one coming up for Dion.
Dion Wiley had 19 points against VMI, and Mark Turgeon's very happy with the way he's progressing offensively. Good focus that time, and he wasn't. A lot of guys that see the offensive guy trying to take that charge, watch him. He didn't do that. He had his eyes on the rim. He didn't care about the charge or the potential one, and was able to finish.
Second on Lopez.
Mark Turgeon knows defensively is where Dion Wiley has to improve.
Terrapins now by 2. Under 9 minutes left first half at Xfinity Center. And they're going to have a push off there against Keon Moore.
You want to fire your team up. You want, even though you could have nights when things are slow offensively, chemistry-wise. You know how you get back in games, Byron? Like this. Defensive plays, you get stops, you take charges.
But you talked about that with a catch and shoot guy. You have to be in his grill. You got to be close to him.
Well,
not too close.
Not too
close. Be right there.
But he did a good job of moving his feet, Pat, and picking up the charge.
And the key there, 2 fouls now against Keon Moore, the leading scorer for the Eagles. Nice drop pass for Dodd, and he'll go to the line. And see, the Terps are starting to build from the free throw line here early in this game.
You know why? Spacing's better. The spacing's better. They were too tight in the beginning of the game, couldn't get anything inside. And now the spacing's beautiful. They've drawn the double teams. Winthrop did a good job of rotating, except Cook got there too late.
Already 6 of 7 from the line as a team. Winthrop has yet to go to the charity stripe. And as I mentioned, Dodd came in at 56 from the line, and he's already hit 2 for 2.
Well, one of the reasons Winthrop hasn't gone to the charity stripe yet is they're jacking up threes.
25-footers. But you love seeing those big men get those bounce passes inside, and Dodd does a nice job to get to the hole.
If there's any Achilles heel, I think, to Maryland this year, this is when they get theirs back. It's going to be their front line. If they could score inside, boy, they're going to be a dangerous team. So guys like Dodd and Graham are going to have to develop quickly, and Checo as well, the freshman.
Going to be fun next year to see Robert Carter on this team.
Yes, he is a monster. Nice play.
Nice backdoor to Xavier Cooks. Great pass from Davenport. Tevin Prescott's back in as well, and Winthrop cuts it to 2.
I'm impressed with Winthrop's team. They are moving the basketball. They're not just relying on threes, even though that's their strength. I like the intensity on defense. You know, with no Des Wells out there, it seems to me like Lehman's going to have to get more involved in the offense. They got to run more plays for him.
Pass. Steal for Davenport. Floats it out to Johnson. They lost the break. Good job by Maryland to get back on D. No look inside. And the defense is too much for Prescott. Cooks get the rebound, though, and he'll finally get to go to the line. So a timeout from the Xfinity Center in College Park. The Terps lead the Eagles by 2. Maryland leads Winthrop by 2, 7:25 left first half. 3-point shooting for the Terrapins from Nickens and Pack.
Well, they've gotten themselves back in this game by banging in threes. That right now, Maryland's 3 of 6. They've shown patience. Nickens does a great job of rubbing off screens and showing patience to rub off screens. And then Pack, who normally plays the point guard, when Mello triples out, he could also bang in threes as well. They're now 3 of 6. Winthrop is 3 of 9. And that's how they want to play. They want to jack it up. But you know what? You look at these stats right now. Jake Lehman 0 of 2. And in the absence, even though Pack is playing well, Pack's playing very well. I like how he could rebound. But Jake Lehman 0 of 2. And Mello Trimble has yet to take a shot. So those are the 2 guys, to me, that have to be that shot of vitamin B for Maryland when you don't have someone like Smotrich and Des Wells. Smotrich obviously still out with that ankle.
Xavier Cooks hits that free throw. He came into this game 1 for 6 from the free throw line early in the season. New South Wales. He already has 2 rebounds, 2 for Cooks, both on the offensive side. Big free throws there for the Eagles. Pat Kelsey brings his troops in, trying to go above 500 today. Winthrop is 2 and 26 lifetime against top 25 teams, and Nickens gets a nice pass from Trimble and lays it in.
Maryland's starting to now run lots of guys off the baseline. They're either going to be open under the basket or in the corners, coming off screens. And Lehman's been so much of a facilitator this game versus a scorer. That's nice.
Pack is found from Graham and Lehman for the three-pointer on the right side.
All of a sudden, the ball's popping. Getting shots they want.
Biggest lead of the game for the Terps. Winthrop led by 9 at one point.
Boy, Keon Johnson, man, and Andre Smith, both of those guys, when they get it, they're looking to shoot. It doesn't matter where they are. They're just getting it up. See what I mean?
That was way out there. 5 on the shot clock.
That was a 28-foot jumper. Now, the shot clock was going down, but my point there is that they don't mind those shots. And he's got range to jack it from there.
Rashad Pack was a great shooter at North Carolina A&T, and he's continuing here in College Park.
Terrific job by Lehman with the hockey assist on that play.
Winthrop was up 13-4 at one point in this game. Since then, 22-8 run for Maryland. Trimble got first recorded attempt from the field. Great rebound by Graham. Now he tries to get back in the play. The shot doesn't go. Possible 3-on-2. Yeah, 3-on-2 for the Eagles. But Davenport can't get the layup.
It's a good push by Winthrop, but you got to finish that.
Yep.
They had numbers 3-on-2.
Look at that. 5'7", 5'5", what do you want to say? It's all about want to, and he got the rebound there in KJ.
Nice draw and kick.
Garrett Scott came into this game 7 of 10 from downtown, but he's missed a couple early.
Keon Johnson's doing everything. He's rebounding, he's penetrating, he's shooting, he's scoring. Terrific draw and kick pass as he got himself under the basket to draw the defense, kicked it out.
Now Lehman the catch and shoot. Rebound stripped away from Graham, wanted a foul. Davenport, a couple of screens, drives through, reverse is in. Will they count it? Yes, an and one for Winthrop. Davenport's showing a couple of nice moves early in this game.
Strong with the basketball. Now, when you got someone that could turn their body like that, the defense got there 2 steps way too late. Watch this. So you can't let that happen. Someone gets in the middle like that and turns, someone's got to be there to take the charge. So that rotation was not there for Maryland. Davenport strong with the ball. But Mark Turgeon's going to be running that play back about 1,000 times in practice. Watching film.
Second foul on Pack, 7th team against Maryland. Both teams are in the single bonus. And Davenport coming on. He's got 5 early for the Eagles. Suddenly it's a 2-point game.
Winthrop is playing with a whole lot of fortitude and confidence.
Yeah, these games are like Final Four games.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see it. I mean, you can see how they just rotate, and they're playing straight man, but they're all helping each other. Kelsey's done a nice job of changing his defenses.
6 on the shot clock. Trimble dials a 3.
Great defensive segment.
Smith rather with the rebound.
That was terrific defense.
Tries to get it to Okeke, who just came in. Doobie Okeke, but it's knocked away by the Terps. Lehman against Jared Scott all the way in. Doesn't go through. The ball's tapped out by Winthrop, so it'll stay with Maryland. And a timeout from Xfinity Center. Maryland leading by just 2 late first half. Maryland leads Winthrop 26-24. The importance of the freshman critical to Maryland. They're going to change a foul call here. Watch Lehman drive.
But Lehman laid his body in.
The ball's been knocked out of bounds there, so it will stay with Maryland.
I mean, to me, that foul, was it on Okeke? Because he was the one banging him.
Yeah, I don't think they called the foul there. I think they're talking about the call against Rashad Pack.
Oh.
And they're giving it to Jared Nickens, number 11 for Maryland. But the Terps are up by 2 here at 3:51. Shot clock reset, so a chance for Terps to go through their offense and get a good shot here. So Nickens picks up his first, and Pack still has 1 foul himself. And there's Lehman spotting up and hitting the 3.
Locating shooters so important for Winthrop. Jared Scott got there way too late. Pat Kelsey was on the sidelines going, hey, Lehman's been open for 5 seconds, and that's all he needed. He only needed 2 seconds. They found him.
That's his first basket, 1 for 5. Doobie Okeke was all right with that shot.
Look at the body on Okeke for a freshman. Freshmen don't look like that.
6'8", 230.
All muscle, he's jacked.
Had a red shirt, so really he's had some experience already. Nickens, a nice box out by Scott.
Boy, these guards from Winthrop, they are in attack mode. I mean, they are picking and probing and meandering inside, looking for guys, and keeping, really more importantly, they're keeping Maryland on their heels.
There's Henry cutting through and just nothing there.
So he should have just pulled up for a jump shot, a little floater in there. Instead, he took it and turned his shoulders, Henry.
And the Terps come out of there. The speed of Melo Trimble. all the way for the lay-in.
Wow, you see how he avoided Keon Johnson? That is not easy to do. A little guy like that getting in your way. Terrific change of direction drive by Trimble.
5 for Melo. Man, Johnson, NBA 3. He's got 8 points.
No hesitation. No limitation. He's launching.
Yeah, no fear. There's DeMonte Dodd posting up. Nickens points for the screen. 9 on the shot clock for Trimble. Fadeaway, left side. Beautiful.
Under control. He's always under control. Takes a move, waits for the screen. See how he waited, Byron? Didn't rush it. A lot of guys, they go too fast on screens.
Trimble doing it all, 7 points and 3 assists. Johnson can't get that one to go, and Dodd aboard. His 5th.
So Maryland caught a break there. Johnson was wide open on that one.
Yep. Here's Nickens again, setting it down for Dodd. Trimble gets it back to Dodd, and he'll go to the line again. See the no-look pass there from Melo?
Melo's doing a good job. He's starting to feel what Winthrop is doing and how he's being double-teamed and where guys are on the floor. See, he draws the double team. He draws the double team in the corner, and then it was a good cut by Dodd, and he waited for the double team to come. That's the key. Got rid of it without any type of deflection. Love how Trimble plays. He's going to be a great one here by the time he finishes his career at Maryland.
That's 2 fouls now on Jared Scott, so something Pat Kelsey's going to have to worry about if he makes some wholesale substitutions. 3 new players coming in. Under a minute left now in the first half.
Somewhat of a platoon system for Winthrop. You know, it's basically, hey, go hard, shoot your shots, I don't care, and then you come right out after 3, 4, 5 minutes. And it's been effective.
Dodd's done a nice job in the first half. 7 points on 5 of 6 from the line. Came in at 56%. About 16 second shot clock differential as Cooks tries to drive. Davenport too hard, and the ball goes out of bounds, and now the shot clock is off for Winthrop.
Davenport did a great job of bailing out Cook, who left his feet, didn't have much, and Davenport did a wonderful job of getting to an open spot to help him out and not standing and watching, because if he doesn't move to that open spot, that's turnover.
30-second timeout on the floor. Winthrop is down by 5, but they'll have possession. And you talk about defense before this game. Big defensive possession here coming up for Maryland, and Winthrop obviously wants to chip away here and be down by 2 or 3 heading into the half break. Pretty good first half for the Eagles.
Yeah, well, you know what? They can go in at halftime, and now they got that feel of, hey, you know what? We can compete. You know, we beat Clemson. We just got to play our game. We got to keep shooting our threes and attacking. I think the key for Winthrop is that the guards continue to pick and probe and attack. That's going to be the key.
To look at Jake Lehman, who had some good power moves against Virginia, and today's start off a little bit slow, but hit that huge 3 from the corner.
Quiet. See, to me, Lehman's got to be more assertive. I mean, he's got to say, you know what? I got to look for my shot more. He's got to be a little bit more verbal. Give me the ball.
Wow, missed the backdoor to Cooks.
Yeah.
And 28 seconds left. With Keon Johnson going to hold here. Varun Ram's giving him about 15 feet. "17 seconds, and Johnson just holding it out there. They do want to go for the last shot, and here comes Moore to the baseline. Off the screen, Johnson double team. But look at the speed. The underhanded layup doesn't go, and that will do it. 20 minutes in the books, and Maryland up by 5 over the feisty Eagles. The Terrapins get some big 3-pointers in the first half. 5 of them 8 for Nickens leading the way, and lead by 5 at home on a Saturday. Halftime is next. Second half tip just around the corner, at least a ball in play. They don't tip in the second half anymore, but
no,
feels like it. But the Terps up by 5.
They don't wear shorts in there anymore either.
Shorts anymore either. You want to continue.
Although
we saw
supposedly that's coming back. We'll see.
You're kidding.
No, I heard that.
Everything comes back.
Yeah, everything comes back.
VMI game. You remember the VMI game last week? 4-point lead for the Terps. Kind of like this at halftime, and then they were able to kind of exert themselves to the fullest extent to take down VMI. Can they do it against the Eagles here in the second half?
They got to find their rhythm on offense, and that's going to be moving the basketball and letting Trimble operate. Kelsey's done a nice job of changing his defenses to keep Maryland off balance. Maryland going into their straight man-to-man.
And a foul on the drive against Dion Wiley. Just his first to start the second half. You see that.
See, the other thing
the officials kind of tighten things up in the second 20 minute starts.
When you don't have Des Wells, now you got Jake Lehman playing the 4. See, I think, with Des Wells in there, it also opens things up for Jake.
Prescott has his shot blocked inside.
I think 3 guys blocked it.
And there's Lehman, as we talked about, asserting himself to start the second half.
See, if I'm Mark Turgeon, I come in at halftime and I get right in front of Jake Lehman. I get right in his mug and go, you know what? I need you to be a little selfish. I need you to take it to the rack. I need you to look for your shot a little bit more. And he's going to do it this half.
Big foul there against Jared Scott as Cooks replaces him for Winthrop.
Not
Scott's
in the act.
Third foul.
Not in the act of shooting, Byron.
No. Wiley starting the second half for Mark Turgeon.
See, they are leaving those big guys open. They're hedging out and doubling on the pick and rolls. Winthrop leaving those big guys wide open.
The battle again. Wiley picks up another foul, this time against Keon Moore.
His second personal, second on the team.
This feels like the start of the game where it was back and forth, great defenses and some shots just not falling to begin. First couple of minutes of the game, nothing happened on the scoreboard.
Maryland also needs to get into their running game, get it off the glass and go, get some easy buckets.
There's Keon Moore from downtown.
Well, this is a deep three-point shooting team. You got some three-point shooting teams that get close to that three-point line. This Winthrop team, they don't. I mean, they are jacking it. These are like 25-footers. We got a ball game here.
Yep. And again, this time it gets Cooks the turnaround. Draws another foul. This time he will go to the line.
See? This is exactly what Mark Turgeon said at halftime. Clear out, let Lehman go to work. We got to get him some shots. And this is an isolation play. Everybody else is on the right side. And Lehman goes right into Cook. It's a good matchup for Lehman because Cook is about his size and length. Mark Turgeon now has got to change gears a little bit. You lose Smotrich, you lose 2 starters, Smotrich and Wells. Well, you got to change some things with that. You can keep your system, but you got to throw wrinkles in to get specific guys the basketball to score. Wow.
And Moore, are you kidding me? No. Did you call that off the glass?
He didn't. That's a horse winner shot.
That's right.
It's not just a horse shot. You win. If you call that and make that, you win. It's just call it. Don't even let the next guy. Don't even let the next guy try to shoot it. It's not going in.
3 for 5 for Moore, threes, and he's got 11. And Lehman, 5. It's been a tough afternoon, but he's being persistent, and that one rolls through.
First 3 possessions, right to Jake Lehman
every time. So here's Cooks, the left hand from the right side, and that's a tough shot.
Nice box out by Wiley, getting the defense on his back.
Good hustle there by Moore. And Keon Moore here, we talked about him hitting three-pointers.
Look where he shot that.
Dialing them up.
He shot that from the eye in Xfinity. And that is about a 25-foot jump shot.
What kind of arc you have to get on your shot to hit it off the backboard from there? Almost hits the scoreboard.
I played against a guy overseas that would shoot that shot and make them. Yes, it was bizarre.
Nickens back rims. Prescott the board. Winthrop to push. Nice pass down low to Prescott. And got him with the body. The crowd doesn't like the call, but he did push with the body to Dodd.
Andre Smith with the strong dribble with the left hand. See, he draws the defense and he draws Dodd away enough to distribute it right at the right time. Watch the timing here. See, he gets him right where he wants him. That's getting Dodd to cross that midpoint line of the paint.
Right.
And then he dished it.
Tevin Prescott, 39% from the line to start the first 6 games, misses that one. 2 on DeMonte Dodd. Wiley will step out. Jared Nickens back in for Maryland. Davenport returns for the Eagles. And some big misses there for the Eagles.
Nice job by Dodd, holding it up high, keeping it away from the little guys trying to dig it out.
Rashad Pack, not to be denied.
Hey, Maryland's in attack mode.
Yeah, they're not settling for perimeter jumpers here to start the second half. That's all a part of Winthrop's game plan. Unfortunately for Johnson, that didn't go in for him. Layman again thinks about the baseline. Got a nice backdoor to the end.
Boy, Winthrop's overplaying and Maryland made him pay for it. Good read and better cut by Pack.
Double figures for Pack. He's got 10. That forces a full timeout for the Winthrop Eagles. 4 for 5 from the field for Rashad Pack. And it's Maryland by 6. Timeout on the floor. Maryland leading Winthrop by 6. 16:27 left here in the second half. Moore's second three-pointer to half tied the game at 35, but since then, 6-0 run for the Turgeonites in the last minute 20. That's 6 Mark Turgeons over there.
They look nothing like Mark Turgeon.
Yeah, okay.
Except for maybe a little patch thing going on.
Yeah, right. I'm sure he appreciates that.
Yeah. Accentuates.
Right. Nice suits, though. Not as nice as Mark's, but nice suits.
15 Derek Henry, 21 Joseph Lopez have returned for Winthrop.
Henry in the corner. If there was anybody else, they probably would have shot a 3. Smith comes up short, and it's not, besides Moore, not going in right now from downtown for Winthrop.
What a great box out by Trimble. Looked like he had the whole Winthrop team on his back.
He's laying great move inside, and once again will find a place at the charity stripe.
Look how different Layman is playing in the second half from the first half. He's in attack mode.
It's a 6-0 run for Maryland. They're up by 6 here, start of the second half. The fabulous freshmen continuing to make an impact and show their potential.
Yes, they are. And guys like Dion Wiley and Nickens and Tchaikovsky, those guys are getting valuable minutes in the absence of Smotrich and Des Wells. And that's going to pay off down the road. And Tchaikovsky, we haven't seen much of him this game, which is odd, but Nickens is, I think this young man has got tremendous upside because he's got a beautiful looking jump shot. He knows how to get it off quick. He's got great range. Trimble clearly is one of the top freshmen in the country.
Layman makes one of these. It's the largest lead of the game for Maryland, too. Great. Glad I mentioned that. 15:58 left here in the second half. Tchaikovsky just 2 minutes so far in this game early on. Got a two fouls and hasn't stepped back in. So the largest lead of the game now for Maryland is 7. Mark Turgeon and his staff on the bench as his team is now up by a touchdown themselves. Tevin Prescott to Alex Smith. A little more patience here from Winthrop.
Good defense by Maryland's getting out on screens, good rotations.
Prescott can't get it to go, but got his own rebound and pushes it through.
They did everything right except box the shooter. Little things.
First basket of the game for Tevin Prescott. Nice back door, and Trimble gets a good pass from Dodd to lay it in.
Well, what's happening is the guards of Winthrop are overplaying. So those backdoor type passes, pass and cut, quickly are going to be open.
9 for Mello. 5 minutes in, second half. Here's Davenport driving into the corner. Did he walk? Lost the ball. Turnover, Eagles. But the Terps finding a way to get the ball inside.
Trimble reads it beautifully. And look at the cut. See, he comes wide, and then he takes the direct route angle to the basket. And Dodd found him beautifully. One thing we haven't seen yet is Maryland's been affected this year, Byron, with their press. And I think because they're such a guard-oriented team, Mark Turgeon has yet to apply that press. Got to finish that. Got right where he wanted to.
Well, look at Nickens. A big rebound, just using his height advantage over Johnson to get that one, and now he'll get to go to the line. Just a great athletic ability, great basketball acumen for Nickens. 2 on Prescott without fouling. Look at this.
See, Nickens has great bounce. Trimble left his feet a little too early, and then Nickens was able to get it and really salvage the play.
I think this is going to be a key as well to how much playing time Nickens will get, because he's a great free throw shooter as well. 88.
You know, with Des Wells being out for 4 weeks, guys like Nickens are getting playing time, and we got Tchaikovsky in there now, kept it alive over the top. That looked pretty clean. Just big. He's just big. That's all he is. He's like, what did I do? I'm just tall.
Yeah, that's 3 fouls in like 2+ minutes for Tchaikovsky. Just can't buy a break. Remember, 7'1". Keon Johnson starts the offense for the Eagles. Works his way to the left wing.
Maryland doing a nice job of defending dribble penetration. Everybody's helping. They're not reaching. They're not lunging. And that is a tough shot.
Great shot.
Well defended by Maryland.
Keon Moore.
Well defended. Just fading away. Pack was on him.
13 for Moore. 5 for 7 from the field. First time in 3 games he's been able to go double figures again, and that's where he likes to be, obviously. Tchaikovsky, though, setting the tone finally. I'm 7'1" and I can dunk. And a foul on a drive for Johnson.
Lehman did a great job there of attacking and dishing it off. Now look at his defense. That's pretty good defense by Maryland. And Lehman, look, 3 guys are on Lehman, and that leaves Tchaikovsky wide open. Did a nice job. The nice thing that Lehman did there, he didn't charge. Came to a jump stop.
Stayed under control.
Yep.
Johnson's 86% from the line. So Winthrop will take on Mars Hill December 9th. And North Carolina Central, the next opponent for Maryland. A couple more games before the, obviously, Big Ten schedule begins at the end of December at Michigan State.
It's going to be an interesting matchup when Maryland plays Ohio State. I saw Russell play, the freshman. That's going to be a great matchup between Trimble and him. I was so impressed with Russell of Ohio State. Skilled, could score, great feel, like Trimble. Love to see freshman guards come in with a great feel for the game.
Lehman does it again, gets it off to Nickens this time, a little short on the 3, but Lehman with the rebound. Falls down in the paint and draws the foul.
Now Lehman's giving him a little bit of everything. He's becoming more assertive. We talked about it at halftime, Byron. He's becoming more assertive. He's attacking. Does a nice job getting that offensive rebound, and just gets bumped.
Big trouble for Jared Scott now. He has 4 fouls for Winthrop, and Lopez is waiting to check in.
Jared Scott bumped him with his lower body. And here comes that platoon system. 3 in, 3 out.
But it hasn't been a good day for Scott. 0 points on 0 for 3 shooting. Hasn't been in there a long time because of the foul trouble. He's coming off a career-high 16 points. And Glenn talked about Layman establishing himself. He's going to get a breather. He has certainly established himself in the second half. He's got 9 in the game. Moore goes down hard after the miss. John Graham calls for the ball inside, but Cooks is up for the steal.
Look how low Johnson is, man. He stays, he uses his lack of height as an advantage, stays low, wants to stay low.
Oh, he did it again. Off the backboard from the left side, Keon Moore. I think that's by design, Mr. Console.
I don't think so. I think some days you're lucky and some days you're not.
Sometimes you're super lucky. 16 for Keon Moore.
Exactly.
4 for 6 from downtown.
Now, if he makes another one, we'll discuss that.
All right. How about straight on off the backboard?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
John Graham. Blocked by Cooks. And Cooks cannot retrieve it, so with 9 on the shot clock, it will stay with Maryland. But we've got a timeout on the floor. Maryland's lead is just 5 at Xfinity Center in College Park. Maryland leads by 5. Winthrop is staying in it thanks to Keon Moore and some ridiculous 3-pointers.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but those plays, these are solid shots. Okay, these are solid shots. Moore is taking over. He's got great range, great balance on his shot, as you could see. And he's had a couple lucky ones. Now that one, if he tried to bank that in, and this one, okay, you can't bank it in from there. No way.
Okay.
If he tried, if you put him there and said, all right, bank it in from there 10 times, he maybe can get 1.
That's your horse game after the game. Play horse. 11 of his 16 here in the second half for Keon Moore. He's now shooting over 52%.
Well,
3-pointers for the season.
Yes, he is. And Keon Moore is keeping this team hanging around. He's got 16 points. 16 of the 44 is coming from him.
Dion Wiley, though, answering a 3 of his own for the Terps. Smith from outside Gaithersburg, and that one's no good.
Trimble's got great feet. He's always attacking with his feet. Squaring up nicely. Good box out by Lopez with getting 7-1 Tchaikovsky on his back. Lopez about 6'7".
And Wiley blocks Johnson. Stays with the Eagles. Dion Wiley making it happen on both ends.
Wiley does a nice job using the screen. And you got to give the screener credit as well. And there's Wiley on the block, doing it offensively and defensively. Terrific job by Wiley.
Almost saved it from going out of bounds. It's almost fell down. Maintains though to Johnson. And 12 on the shot clock for the Eagles. A backdoor one-hander to Moore. Cooks.
Talking to Pat Kelsey before the game, he said the best passer on his team is his 6'8" Cooks. Throws backdoor passes, understands the game, only a freshman. Great feel.
Liking what he's seen from him, 3 consecutive starts coming in.
Nice ball movement.
Wiley backrooms that 3 though. 5'7" Johnson gets the rebound. No stop and pop, top of the key, short. running going on. Trimble will settle it up. Settle him down. Approaching the halfway mark, second half. Maryland up by 6 at home.
Okay, one official had a travel, the other one had a foul. And I think it's a good call. Somebody was getting grabbed here. Watch Lehman as he turns and spins.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. Good call.
3 on Cooks. And he's trying to go for the ball, but he got part of the body.
See, Cook did a good job there defensively by making him change direction, except he reached right at the last second. I mean, even if that was somewhat clean, just because of where the angles are, if you're slapping down like that and reaching around, it looks like a foul.
But that's a great point because the officials, you know, one official screened on this left side and the official on the right side saw the grab. And Lehman continues to do a nice job here. He's into double figures with that free throw. And gives the Terps an 8-point lead. 11 for Lehman. 8 so far in the second half. Good shot for Keon Moore. No call in the corner, and Pat Kelsey's beside himself. And Rashad Pat finishes on the baseline. He loves that play. And
that was set up off the penetration and poise of Melo Trimble. Did a good job of keeping his dribble, waiting for the cutter.
12 for Pack and a foul outside, but Kelsey's still fuming that Moore didn't get that 3 at the line.
See, Melo, once he was double teamed, he knew somebody was open that was Pack's man. So he waited for the double team to come. He waited, was patient, and then he threw a nice little pass to Pack cutting baseline. Beautiful play. And Pack didn't wait. He didn't stay in the corner. He cut to an open spot on the floor where he can score.
First double-figure lead for Maryland is their largest of the game. Smith cannot find any openings against the taller Wiley, so he'll just shoot from way out. Now it's not even close. Lopez has it stripped away, but it goes to Johnson. And look at the long arms of the defense from Maryland knocking away that possible pass inside.
Just so you know, I played for Rick Pitino in college. If I would have taken that shot that Smith just took,
you'd be sitting next to the assistant coaches.
It was over 30 years ago when I played for him. I'd still be running.
Big three-pointer for Maryland. Their lead is 13, and Pat Kelsey's seen him up. Needs a timeout. Under 9 minutes left here in the second half. A 7-0 Maryland run.
Look at the nice poise and ability to get in the paint and get where he wants. Trimble's taking this game over, and it's not by scoring, it's by passing. It's by being under control. It's by picking and probing and making sure his teammates get touches where they can be successful, and that's what Trimble does best.
Nickens now has 3 three-pointers in this game. The Terps was 6 overall, and the lead now extended to 13. And I love to see Jared Nickens play because of his perimeter shooting, but he's going to play late in Big Ten games because of his free throw shooting. That's
yes, he is. No question. And he's really blossoming and emerging into, I think, he's going to be one of the top players, shooters. But Trimble is really taking this game over. He's got 6 assists. He's taking care of the ball. You know, he's going to be one of these double-double guys for Maryland in his career. Points and assists.
You got a guy who's thinking about the game when he's driving in, and he sees in the peripheral vision that Nickens is open. Very smart play. Only 1 turnover in the last 17 minutes now for Maryland as they start to control this game, and a foul. Keon Moore will get to go to the line for the Eagles.
That's been the difference, by the way, is the lack of turnovers from Maryland. The defense just didn't rotate there quick enough.
3 fouls on Rashad Pack. Great basketball play there by Moore. You can see as he reached for the layup, he spun the ball off the glass, but he just didn't have enough English to roll back.
Moore played at Division II Catawba in North Carolina, and he was one of the top 5 Division II players in the nation decided to transfer to Winthrop.
Showing he belongs. A couple of more free throws for Keon Moore. 20 points for Keon Moore.
Plenty of time left for Winthrop to scrape and scrap. And, you know, with a team like Winthrop, with their ability to make threes, they can get back in games quick.
Keon Johnson there, colliding after the screen to get back to Trimble, picks up the foul, his first. Team foul situation 7 against Maryland and 8 against Winthrop. But to your point, Glenn, Trimble doing it in all facets. 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists.
And he's managing the game. I think that's the most important thing. And the pace of this game is on his shoulders right now. He's the one that's carrying it. He's the one that's dictating it. When he wants to run, he does. The team does. When he wants to slow down, the team slows down. And not a lot of point guards, especially as a freshman, especially in the absence of someone like Des Wells, who you want to get the ball to, can do that.
Third Terp in double figures, and the lead is 13. Tries for the alley-oop, but that's a tough one. Prescott can't hold on. It's behind the basket. And Lehman is tripped up by Keon Moore. So a timeout on the floor with under 8 minutes left of the game, and Maryland up by 13 over Winthrop. Help us beat cancer. The V Foundation awards 100% of direct donations and net proceeds of events to fund cancer research. Log on to www.jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V to donate. Pat Kelsey, the head coach for the Winthrop Eagles, his mother, Linda, a 10-year survivor of thyroid cancer.
And that's what you want to hear. He's touched so many people. The Jimmy V Foundation, I mean, it's incredible what that has done and how much money it's raised, and it's amazing how many people are touched. Pat Kelsey right now has got to try to figure out a way on the basketball court to get the rest of the guys, aside from Moore, involved. And Keon Moore is 5 of 7 in the second half. The rest of the team, 1 of 10.
And Moore has 4 fouls now, so he's out of the game.
Yes.
Those free throws extend Maryland's lead to the largest of the afternoon. Johnson stripped as he drives, and he'll go to the line. Both teams in the single bonus at least for the rest of the game. He's done a lot to try to spark this offense for Winthrop. Going to be fun to watch Winthrop all season.
Yes.
Set many records last year as a freshman for Pat Kelsey, making his first start and taking advantage of it here in College Park.
It's amazing how small he is, and he covers a lot of ground defensively and offensively. He's got a great feel for the game. This young man had 22 points against Jacksonville State, 18 of them in the second half. And he is no bigger than 5'5", I'm telling you.
So those free throws cut it to 13 for Winthrop. Wiley lost the handle, but got it back. And Lehman works the baseline. Goes down hard. And Coach Turgeon so worried about Lehman, but he's jumping up quick. Going to call an intentional foul. Here's Lehman, watch him move. And the undercut.
Yeah, this is it in real time. Watch. Look how hard. Listen how hard he hits the deck.
And the only good thing, really, obviously, is that he's okay, obviously, but that he was able to kind of break the fall a little bit with his arms.
The officials want to look this over to see if it was intentional, and
Cooks will pick up the foul. That'll be his third.
See, the issue with that foul is look where he gets fouled. He goes up high and then he gets hit high. See, and because he gets hit high, he comes down hard and loses his balance. He got hit high. His legs came out from under him.
Watch his head hit the floor here.
I don't know if that is worthy of a flagrant or an intentional foul.
I think just because of the noise it made when Lehman hit the ground, it might have influenced the official a bit. But it's good to see that Jake Lehman's okay, because those are the kind of plays that
could ill afford to lose someone like him. Yes. Jake Lehman, I think he's set up to have a terrific year, and you know, in the absence of Des Wells, it's going to give him more opportunities over the next few games to get up shots and get more confidence. And there's the foul trouble from Winthrop.
The media was talking to Lehman yesterday, Glenn, and they asked him, you know, you feeling more comfortable attacking the rim, going to the rim? He goes, I've been doing it all season. What do you mean? You know, not just the Virginia game. I've been doing it the whole year.
Right. And the official still discussing this play right here as Lehman goes in.
See, he has his head up the whole time. He's looking at the bucket. Oh. But it's good to hear that he's okay and going to come over. So they're going to call it a basketball play common foul. The official coming over and telling us. So
and you know what?
Glenn,
that's what it looked. Yeah, it looked that way. I mean, you know, initially it didn't look that way, but then when you saw it a couple times, I thought the defender was going for the ball, and Jake just lost his balance, and because he got hit so high, his legs looked like it came out from under him.
And it's good to see he's up and he'll be able to shoot the free throws here. So it'll just be the free throws and not a flagrant or intentional foul, just a common basketball play with a foul call. Nice the shooter there. You wait 3 minutes to get a free throw like a field goal kicker. Still the Terps 21 of 27 now from the free throw line. They lead back to 14.
You know, you look at this game, the Cliff Note version of this game is Maryland scored a lot of points on the free throw line versus Winthrop's inability to really get to the line. But they played hard, Winthrop, and they've been effective in their style.
Davenport tries to drive against Dodd. It's blocked, falls hard, and Mello Trimble leads it up. And Lehman again down the lane. A scoop lane. Largest lead of the game, 16 for Maryland, and that's what Lehman has, 16 points.
You notice who was in front of Lehman on that drive was Moore. He didn't want to pick up another foul, so he almost kind of avoided it and let Lehman avoid him on that drive. 13
here in the second half for Jake Lehman. Johnson hits a three from the right wing. 15 for Keon Johnson, as we said in his first start this season.
He's a perfect example why height is overrated in this game. You could play at any size if you got the skills and the ability. Doesn't matter.
3 for 7 3-pointers today for Keon Johnson. 10 on the shot clock for Maryland. Trimble falls down hard, and I think they got the timeout.
Well, Mark Turgeon, yep, as soon as he saw Trimble go down, he called a quick timeout.
And now there's only 6 on the shot clock. So Jake Lehman, we've seen him hit a big three early on from outside, but the whole second half he's been going to the rim.
See, Moore's on the baseline, and watch how he goes up, and he didn't want to take any chance there. He got his hands up. Probably could have taken another step in to draw the foul, but didn't want to chance it. Nice drive by Lehman. And that's one area of his game that he's really worked hard on. You know, he came here more of a catch-and-shoot guy. Now he's taking you off the bounce, and he's improved in that aspect of his game. Love to see guys work on their deficiencies. He's done it.
So as we said, only 6 on the shot clock for Maryland as they come out of this timeout. It's a big lineup out there too. Tchaikovsky and Lehman and Wiley, and then the guards Pack and Trimble.
Well, you can really see when you watch Trimble play, every game he gets not a little bit, a lot better, because he has that understanding and IQ and feel.
Layman against Cooks. He'll have to take it himself, and he does. And he misses the lane.
I don't know how that went out.
No.
Because it hit high off the glass and went down.
And an and one coming up for Winthrop. Great pass inside to Jared Scott, who's playing with those 4 fouls, and he'll go to the line.
And Winthrop's not going away. I mean, they keep attacking.
First basket of the game for Jared Scott.
Look
Great
at Cook.
pass again from Cooks.
He's 6'8", and again, you know, Pat Kelsey told me he's probably their best passer at 6'8", and that's including the guard-oriented team that he has.
A rare miss from Scott. Not had the perimeter game or free throw line to go today, despite being an 80% shooter coming in. So the lead is 11 for Maryland. Under 6 minutes left, second half. Shot packed down low for Layman. And draws another foul. What's so great about what we're seeing from him today, too, is his speed off the dribble.
Yes.
When he's dribbling through the lane there, he's getting a good second and a half beat on his opponent. And already 9 for 12 from the line today. He'll catch up to Melo Trimble.
Yeah, Mark Turgeon is countered, by the way, with playing this little 3-guard offense with Trimble, Pack, and Dion Wiley in the game with Layman and Dodd. And that continues on with Nickens in the game.
More free throws for Layman. 18 points on the game for Jake. Ball's taken away by Layman.
Kelsey thought it was a foul when they double teamed, but you can't hold on to the ball. You gotta move it. You gotta pop it.
Layman turns and faces and spots up. That was a little bit short. Winthrop's going to have to start generating some offense quickly. Andre Smith, the crossover. There's Keon Johnson.
Terrific save by Nickens. As he, the only problem with that save is he threw it underneath to the opposing team's basket. A lot of times those get picked off for a layup, but Dodd did a good job of showing himself. Showing some patience.
There's a screen from Layman to give Trimble the opening, and he nails a 3. 14 for Trimble.
The game looks easy for Trimble. It almost looks like he's seeing the game in slow motion the way he plays, and that is the ultimate compliment for a freshman point guard. A lot of these guys are rushing stuff.
Smith cannot find an opening and got a foul down low.
Wow.
So it is Maryland, timeout on the floor, up by 16, under 4 minutes left. Glenn Consor from the Xfinity Center. Maryland 71 and Winthrop 55. For the 8th time in 9 games this year, Melo Trimble is in double figures.
And one of the reasons he's in double figures is he's got that innate ability to read defenses and change direction. And he can pick and probe. He's got the step back game, but he understands where defenses are. He can read how he's being played, and then he exploits it. And he also has great patience enough to wait for his teammates to rub off screens. He sees the game in slow motion, plays brilliantly.
And a career high already in assists with 6 in this game. Still under 4 minutes left. So distributing well for his teammates.
Well, he's got 6 of the 14 assists by Maryland.
And this has not been an afternoon that Jared Scott will want to remember. Just 2 points, 2 rebounds, 0 for 2 at the line, and 0 for 2 from the three-point arc. Come in 7 for 10 from the three-point arc.
31, Devin Prescott has returned for Winthrop.
Maryland is shooting 52% in the second half, and a lot of that has to do with Jake Layman in attack mode, and they're just being a little bit more patient. They're not turning it over.
Taking some smart shots when they do go to the perimeter. They're 3 for 6 from downtown.
Better spacing on their motion offense. Look at the motion offense. One guy cuts, goes away, sets a screen.
5 on the shot clock. And Johnson with the soft touch and a timeout for Pat Kelsey. 18 for Keon Johnson, cutting the lead to 12. He had 7 three-pointers coming into this game, and he's lighting it up from outside.
This is called a shooter's bounce. Backspin on that basket allows that ball to go in. Now that was about a 23-foot jump shot. Not easy to get a shooter's touch from that angle. Hits front rim. Because there's backspin on that ball, complete backspin, that ball was able to go in.
Looks a little like Michael Adams there with that push shot.
He did.
Man.
Gets it off nice and
very,
quick.
very talented young man.
I think Michael Adams has about 3 inches on him.
So the Terps up by 12 here at home. Under 3 minutes left second half. Mark Turgeon has asked his troops to pick up the intensity defensively from the Virginia game.
They did in the second half. I really think they did. I think this team was able to get into their defensive sets. Now some full court pressure. It's a 1-2-2 zone. No rush.
And there's Rashad Pack.
He brings that savvy Rashad Pack as well. I think his game helps Trimble just calm down a bit. So Mark Turgeon really has 2 guys that play with a lot of experience. Even though Trimble's a freshman, he plays like a junior.
And here's Trimble with 5 on the shot clock. Gets it to Pack off the screen. Can't get it to go, but look out below. DeMonte Dodd with a rebound jam.
That time Winthrop got caught with their eyes on the rim and basket and didn't find a body. That was easy. Put back dunk by Dodd.
Career high for Dodd. 9 rebounds in this game. And 9 points. A nice lay in there for Prescott. Under 2 minutes left in Maryland basketball. The lead at home. Trimble outside is fouled by Keon Johnson. DeMonte Dodd, there was no one around him on this rebound jam.
See all the eyes looking up? No one is looking at a body. And Winthrop's done a pretty good job rebounding this game. Look at the eyes. Everybody's looking up, but no one finds a man. You got to box out first, then look up. 2 stages to that.
2 free throws for Mello coming up. Makes the first one. So this is what Coach Turgeon wanted to see from the Terrapins after the loss to Virginia. A quick bounce back. And Trimble hits the second free throw. Andre Smith. Keon Johnson, 3 short. Prescott the rebound. Pass inside, good hands by Prescott, and he'll go to the line as Dodd will pick up the foul. 4 on Dodd.
Boy, Keon Johnson, I mean, he is not bashful. He has that ability to snap dribble it into his shot so quickly to keep the defense on their heels. So quick with that.
Prescott with the free throw. And Davenport returns for the Eagles. Struggle the line. For Prescott, he makes 1 or 2.
15, Derek Henry returns for Winthrop.
Minute 17 left. Maryland up by 13. And Winthrop's not going away. And they're continuing to press.
Forces a timeout there as Jake Lehman has to call the timeout.
I don't know why Jake didn't just give it to Pack on that play. If you watch that, Pack did a good job of making a V cut to get open. Lehman, I think, just felt that that 5-second call was going to happen quick.
Done a nice job the Terps have here. Only 10 turnovers in the game. Lehman trying to make sure they don't get another one there. And just 1 turnover in the past 24 minutes of basketball. But not only is defense important, but taking care of the ball is important too when you're on offense.
You wonder what this Maryland team is going to look like when Smotrich comes back healthy and Des Wells comes back healthy.
Yeah, Mark Turgeon mentioned that yesterday as well. They've only had 4 practices since November 23rd.
Just playing games.
A lot more games.
There's Des and Smotrich there, and those 2 starters, that can score.
Turgeon saying he wanted Smotrich to come back when he was healthy, not to force it. Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be January 30th. He just wants to make sure, I want you to be 100% when you come back, because we're going to need you for the long haul. Once the Big Ten starts, it's take no prisoners. And Smotrich upbeat out before the game, talking with the Maryland radio crew and showing that the hip's doing okay. Obviously coming back from that foot injury as well. So yeah, these guys are going to all be important. You want Smotrich in the Big Ten. He came from Michigan.
Yes.
This will help his teammates to have him back healthy.
He's a stretch 4. He could bang in shots, Smotrich, and a shooter. And it's a matter of him being healthy. He's missed a lot of time now. Des Wells, it's different. Des has a wrist injury, so he could do cardiovascular stuff. He could run up and down.
Andre Smith from way outside. And Dodd, another big rebound.
Dodd's played well.
Rebounds.
Dodd has played well, no question.
And a foul away from the ball. More free throws coming up for Maryland with 51 seconds left.
One-point foul on 11, Andre Smith, his second personal.
Sean Pack getting a discussion from the officials, and he'll go to the line. Another player that talked about what it meant to play Virginia on Wednesday. He said he had not faced a team that played defense like that. He dated that back to when North Carolina A&T played Louisville in the tournament. He said that's what it felt like defensively against Virginia, and that kind of experience will only help the team. Of course they wanted to win the game, but the experience against a team that plays defense like that, speaking of defense, is steal from Mello Trimble. And they can run down the shot clock. Almost 12 seconds left in the game.
Pat Kelsey yelling out, no foul, no more fouls, that's enough.
So the Eagles with a valiant effort here today in College Park, coming up short, and Maryland now starts the season with 8 wins in their first 9 matchups. Lehman trying to dial a sweep. And that makes it a 20-point lead. 21-18 in the second half for Jake Lehman.
Got to give Maryland credit for execution in the second half, made the adjustments, got Lehman involved in the offense.
3-pointers no good at the final buzzer. Maryland at number 21 in the nation defeats Winthrop 82-62, a season high 21 from Jake Lehman. So for Glenn Consor, I'm Byron Kerr saying so long from College Park, where the final score is Maryland 82 and Winthrop 62. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.